Hey guys, everyone here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Staple Speaks. We're back, but again, not for long. See, from now, the uploads are gonna get more inconsistent, which I'm so sorry for. But I have so many ideas I want to share with you guys when I am back. Anyway, we're gonna just crack on with this video. Why not? So today I'm gonna be doing a tier list on every single Golden Boy nominee, which I know happened quite a while back. But hey, I've been gone for quite a while. So let's go, shall we? Yeah, so I've got every single Golden Boy nominee here out of the short list. That means only the 20. And I have gonna put them I'm gonna put them in 4 different tiers. Let's start with explaining all of them. Star. This is your Ronaldos, your Messis, the people who are considered the best people in their position, and these are the people who are going to rule the football world for the next 10 15 years. Decent. These are the players who are never necessarily considered the best player in their position, but they become legends in their own right. I think Wayne Rooney's best example I can think of. Never the best in his position, but was always a very good player and a club legend. Unfulfilled is your Mario Götzes and your Nori Shaheen's, players who had decent careers, pretty good careers. However, they had so much promise and they really underdelivered. And fail is when you literally fall off the map and there's absolutely no other mention of you. I think Luis Adriano, I think he's the best example. So let's just crack on with this video, shall we? We're gonna start off pretty big. Eduardo Camavinga, 17, and he is killing it. Honestly, we're starting off with a star. This kid is going to be one of the most important players in football. I can already see it. He is being linked with every single club on earth, which I know is not really a positive. However, this kid, I have seen him play. He plays for Rennes, who are in Chelsea's group, and this guy was anchoring the play, and he is the only reason Rennes can manage to score against Edouard Mendy in that match. Let's go with Phil Foden, another star. I don't know what it is about him that just makes me think that he is going to become like those multiple amazing central attacking midfielders you can think of. He honestly is going to become one of the most important central mids of England, and he is going to really become a proper star because I see it so much. He has managed to crack a Manchester City team under Pep Guardiola at the age of 21, which is something unheard of at this point. It's absolutely crazy. Let's go to Bukayo Saka. Decent. I think he will become a pretty good Arsenal legend, unless he becomes Ashley Cole and moves to Chelsea illegally. But I really like how he plays. Arguably the best player right now, and he is probably the only shining star in the current Arsenal squad who actually could have a decent career. But next, we're going to start off with someone who I don't think is going to have a decent career, and that's Michel Bakker. Now, it's hard. I know, it's hard starting out at Ajax and then going straight to PSG. He's shown in the Ajax team that he can play under pressure, but he's not cracking the Paris team, and I'm seeing loans in his future, and I'm seeing his potential sort of crumble like that, and it's gonna be really sad. But hey, I need to put someone in that fail tier, and I think I'm gonna put Mitchell Bakker in first. Let's pick up the mood, shall we? Ansu Fati. Now, obviously, he has the potential to do a Bojan and play a pretty decent number of games for Barcelona and then just fall off. However, again, bold claim that I'm gonna think that he's gonna become a star. because he's already broken everything Bojan did, and he is quickly becoming the best, and he is becoming a sort of guaranteed good player in a Barcelona team which really doesn't have a lot of those. And yeah, he seems to be going to do some pretty significant things at the Camp Nou. Next up, another Barcelona player. I've picked an Ajax photo of him over here. Serginho Dest. Now, here's my main thing with this guy. I think he can become a decent player. He needs to work on some things. I think maybe he doesn't track back enough as a right back and act as a defender, but he plays really well for Barcelona. And he is, yes, he could debate he's not getting into the Barcelona team at this point because of Sergio Roberto, but they just sold Nelson Semedo, and Roberto really does not have enough years at the top as a top right back anymore. So they've already got Dest, who can slide into that position and play around a bit over there. I really see some bright things in the future for this kid. And moving on to a bright future, to literally the brightest player in the world, Erling Haaland. Oh my god, he is such a joy to watch as a football fan. As a neutral, when you see a Borussia Dortmund game and you see Erling Haaland, like, you know he's gonna do something magical. He's the perfect package. Fast, skillful, yet he's tall and he's physical, and it's so mind-breaking to think that this man is the son of Alf-Inge Haaland, and it's so fun to watch this guy. You can argue that he's already a star. He's already the most informed striker in Europe, because Ciro Immobile and Robert Lewandowski, they're getting on a bit. So Cristiano Ronaldo, this kid is stepping up and making a scene. He is really seizing his moment, and I really like that. Let's move on to Ferran Torres. Again, I think he's going to be a decent little player. He's already started off pretty well for Manchester City, which makes me think that he could become David Silva. Like, again, never probably the best player in that Manchester City team, but he could become a really good player. And he's really owning the sort of right midfield position that he's being given at the Etihad. And honestly, yeah, he's going to become a pretty decent player. And I think he's going to have a long tenure career. I think he's going to become the new David Silva and maybe transition back into a center mid or center attacking mid position and become, yeah, their new Spanish talisman. Let's go on to Alphonso Davies. I had to say best in their position just for this guy, because again, he's going to become a star. Look at him. He is killing it at Bayern. A small window of opportunity allowed this man to step into a Bayern team and absolutely seize his opportunity. It is so amazing to see what he is doing at Bayern, and to know that this guy is still not even 20 is incredibly mind-breaking. He is going to become the best left back in the world, and I think that's just inevitable at this point. He already is the best left back in the world, in my opinion, because he's a complete person. Yes, you may say Andy Robertson or someone like that, but I just don't see it. I see Andy Robertson as a person who doesn't really defend, because Liverpool plays attacking fullback, so it doesn't really mandate him to defend. So we really don't know his defensive capabilities. Whilst Alphonso Davies is a person who can attack. We see that with Nelson Semedo. And yeah, and he also is bloody brilliant defender. He has made some amazing last-ditch tackles recently, and he really is going to become a pretty big player. Sandro Tonali next. I was debating star, but I'm going to put decent. I think if he does make that move to AC Milan permanent, he could become decent. However, if he stays at Brescia, which I think is very unlikely, he's going to start dropping off a bit. But I think he's going to make that move to AC Milan. I think he's going to become the new Gattuso or Pirlo. Maybe Gattuso with a little less aggression. But he is a very good player who loves to do the dirty work. That's a good trait for a player. And Sandro Tonali has that in spades. Another star. We're starting off with all the big stars. Jadon Sancho. Again, he already is a star. Probably the best right midfielder in the world. Not a right winger, but a right midfielder specifically. And I, again, see a lot of big things for this guy. He is going to be very important for England over the next few years. Let's start. Dejan Kulusevski. Now, this is going to be a bold prediction, but I think he's going to fail. I understand. Currently, he is doing wonderful things for Juventus, but I feel that there's going to be a loan move that's going to ruin his career somewhere down the line because he doesn't get enough game time, and that's what's going to break the camel's back, and he's going to fall off a bit. I think that's what's going to happen with Dejan Kulusevski, although I do think that he is a pretty good player right now. Let's move on to the first one for the unfulfilled pile, and it hates me to say this. Fabio Silva. He's 16 or 17. He's very young. And he's being put a record transfer fee of a football club on his shoulders. It's unbearable amount of pressure on such young shoulders. And he's doing pretty well. I mean, I guess Nuno is backing him. However, I just don't see him moving past that sort of mid-table Prem position. Maybe he'll go back to Portugal and maybe become a good player in their league, but I just don't see a lot of big stuff for him in the future. Let's move on to Rodrigo. And this is probably the most controversial one. Let me explain. Okay, Rodrigo failure. Why? Why is he going to become a failure? Well, here's my reasoning with it. They already have a young Brazilian left winger who is coming up and needs game time to make him. And I think that's going to hurt both careers. You know what? Why we're on it? Let's rate Vinicius Jr. as well. Both are literally the exact same player. And I'm going to put both him in unfulfilled. See, my main problem with both is that they both are very good on the ball. But off the ball, they don't move. They can't finish. And it's pretty hard to look at. Maybe Rodrigo is going to become better than Vinicius. I don't know. But for now, I think Vinicius is going to become the better player because he's starting more. And that's my main ideology with that. I think Vinicius Jr. is going to become unfulfilled. Rodrigo is going to fail. Because maybe Real Madrid make another right wing signing. And that means that these two no longer play for Real Madrid in the starting position. Let's start with Ryan Gravenberch. Here's the guy, this man. He is a career mode legend, and I think he's going to become a decent player. He is coming up. He's basically the new Frankie de Jong. I don't think he's going to become on the same level as, an Edward Camavinga, but I think he's going to have a pretty good career. Maybe a move to England, and he becomes Claude Makelele, or someone who really, really, really establishes himself in the league, but almost nowhere else. I think that's the same reason I'm going to put Mason Greenwood in the same category. I think both have very similar career paths to me. I think Greenwood's actually going to become a Man United legend. He's going to become Wayne Rooney. However, yeah, exactly Wayne Rooney. He's not going to be considered the best in his position. However, he's going to be considered an absolute star. Jonathan David. I don't think he's going to meet his potential, because his current potential is that he's going to become on the same level as Erling Haaland. But again, is he that good? Is he that good that he can consistently go on for 10 to 15 years? I don't think so. He's pretty injury prone, it seems, as well. So we're gonna just wait and see. However, I do have a very bright future in eyes for um Jonathan David for the Canadian national team, where I think he's gonna play a massive role in getting them to the World Cup. And finally, we've got the only Chelsea player, of course, Callum Hudson-Odoi. And I'm very concerned because I don't know where to put him. I don't want to put him in unfulfilled, because he has not been tipped as like, oh, he'll become the greatest right wing. But I don't think he's actually going to make it past any massive clubs. But I think I'm going to put him in decent, because if he does stay at Chelsea, he is going to get the game time he needs. Because currently there's this whole right wing crisis that we have, where Frank really does not know who to play on the right. And Callum Hudson-Odoi is that option he can have. And that's why I think he's going to become a pretty decent player. And that's going to be the end of the video. This is a short one, but I needed a video out for you guys, because genuinely, I am absolutely trapped for time at this point. I have absolutely no time for a video. This is a short, quick one for you guys to watch and for me to make. So yeah, let's just look at it this way, that the more short of these videos I make, the more long videos with documentaries I can make later on. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And anyway, until the next video, peace.